Tide Point members, thanks for coming today. Our main purpose of meeting today will be to go over the resident satisfaction survey that you took, and we thank you for taking that this past fall. The results are in, and we'll be talking about that as well as our plans to respond to the results of the survey. But first, I'm sure y'all have all heard about the price of eggs going sky high. And one of the main reasons is due to the avian flu. But take heart, there is treatment for that. Thank goodness it's not the swine flu, which there is ointment. And without further ado, and much more seriously, this is our overall score. First, we thank you for your response rate. When you add in the assisted living, we did get to 80%, which is great. Our engagement score, which are the four top questions, we had a positive response of 68%, and a neutral response of about 18%, and then 14% were negative. So we'll see. Our comparisons will be to V, our overall score as an organization, and then the Tide Point score. As you can see, the overall score for the survey for V was 74%, and Tide Point was at 68%. So we'll look a little more at that. These are the places that we're really doing well at. As you can see with this eye chart, the dark purple is Tide Point, and the lighter one is all of V combined. So maintenance did really well, 93%. Maintenance is currently working on some ways to even improve more by having the TMA system respond back to the member. So that is underway so that you'll get quicker responses to your work order when you need to know the status of that. Accounting accuracy, 87%. You will continue to come in and argue about your bill monthly. The 4 or 5 of you know who you are. And then activities did really great this year. Our activities and lifestyle, living well, did great, 84%. The company was at 79%, and these scores are much higher than the previous company scores. This is the first time we've used this company, and so the scores are really different. Transportation did well. Care at the Wellness Center was on target, about 77% there. Management slid a little bit, and as y'all found out day before yesterday, we're resolving that. We have an action plan on that by me retiring. And then housekeeping, and housekeeping's developed an action plan related to follow-up, so that'll help a lot on that one as well. And then dining, which was really, as you'll see later in the survey, the friendliness of the dining staff was up in the 90% and higher percentage for the company. Speed of service was the one where we were a little lower than the average for the company. So we'll be working on that one. Okay, these are some of the big questions that have come up. I feel safe is a good one. Well, 96% on that is really strong. That's really great. Satisfied with maintenance, as we said, was higher than the company average. Dining staff is friendly. We're at 91%, which is good, but the company's at 95%, so we have a little work to do there. Accounting accuracy is where it belongs, and lifestyle and activities was that. So those are some areas that we're doing really well on. Here's some areas that really need some help. 2 questions about food. As you can see, even compared to the company scored pretty low as well, but we have a lot of work to do there.
Could you read this?
Oh, okay. I'm satisfied with the quantity and consistency of food. This is people that were dissatisfied, 41%. Okay, the company was 23%. Overall, how would you rate the food? 39%, and overall satisfaction for the company was 24%. So I'm satisfied with the value of what I receive. We had a negative response of about 11%, which is right around the company average. About 10% of the people don't think they're getting their money's worth.
Tom, can you hold the microphone?
We can't hear.
Because your back is to us and it's hard to hear.
Always trying to improve. Thank you. Can you hear me now? Okay. I'm satisfied with the management. We had 8% were that, and like I said, we have an action plan on that one in progress. And I'm satisfied with housekeeping. We had about 8%, which was actually high for that group.
That's 80% dissatisfied.
Dissatisfied, correct. Okay, so here are the questions that typically make up that overall satisfaction group. How would you rate the staff? 78% were satisfied, 19% were in the middle, and then we have a small percentage there, about 3%, who were not satisfied. The company's satisfaction was higher at 85%. In recommending this facility to your family and friends, how would you rate it overall? 77% were favorable, 17% were in the middle, what we call the movable middle. Those are people that can change, and then 6% were negative there. And then overall, how would you rate the food? As you can see, 33% were favorable, 28% in the middle, and 39% were not happy. So, and we have a good plan on that as well. Okay, we've been over I feel safe, I think enough. Feels like home, 73% are happy, 20% haven't decided yet, and 7% were negative on that. Again, I'm satisfied with the value for which I pay. 67% were satisfied, which is a little higher than the average for the company. 22% we have work to do with, and 11% were negative. I'm satisfied with the management. 67% were satisfied, 25% in the middle, and 8% negative. Okay. Friendliness of the dining staff. 91% were favorable, 5% in the middle, and less than 5% were negative. This is where we have a little work to do. As you know, we had some staffing challenges, and we still have some challenges with staff calling out at the last minute and that kind of thing. So 68% were favorable, 23% in the middle, and 8% were dissatisfied with the promptness. Satisfied with the food offered, 42% were satisfied, 27% not quite satisfied, and 31% were negative. And then again, the quality and consistency of food was was 39% here, 20% in the middle, and 41% were negative, which is too high. We have a plan for that. Okay. Maintenance, accounting, lifestyle, transportation. So we hadn't addressed, pretty high here. Everybody is either satisfied or somewhat satisfied, 20%. This is 78%. Care and the Wellness Center, 77% and 20% and 21%. Satisfied with housekeeping, 74%, 17% in the middle, and 8% negative, as we talked about earlier. Okay, here's some scoring that we did well on. Satisfied with the quality of services provided by the concierge and first desk, 98%. Nobody in the middle, and our friend who really doesn't like anything. If you lived in the community during the pandemic and you felt safe and were given good care, 88%, 10% were not sure how we did, and then that looked like maybe 3 people were not happy. Lifestyle, living well and fitness, meet my interests, the areas of mind, body, and spirit, and have a positive impact. 81% were favorable, 18% were neutral. And then I'm satisfied with the quality of rehab services if received. 74% were happy on that, more than the company average, and 24% of the people were in the middle on that. Okay, here's our plan to address housekeeping concerns. They're going to follow up on any work orders, any special work orders with a phone call, intermittent pop-up inspections after cleaning, and monthly training to cover proper cleaning skills and time management tips, and then collaboration for the team to share their tips and their struggles. That is a really great one that can happen on a regular basis. And then our big one, dining services, the quality of food production, 6-week cycle menu format. Each cycle will have recipes. The staff will be trained on cooking technique applications, and the tasting of final products will be required. Variety of menus, seasonality product will be when it's available to increase the variety. 6-week cycle format will change quarterly, and resident feedback and requests for new menu items will be introduced. Theme nights. Believe it or not, we just had one. We had the Year of the Rabbit, and we didn't serve rabbit. Theme nights are a 12-month theme night calendar using the seasons of the year, holidays of the month, and resident committee requests and ideas. Consistency of product delivery, hotline setup protocol with prep to serve times for both to-goes and dinner service. Most of you are probably not aware we do like 60 to 80 dinners served before you even come to dinner. So that is a trick that we will always be working on. More vigilant and supportive box up and plate delivery. We have now probably 8 people or so who work on those daily. And then interior hotline expediter for to-goes and dinner service. The expediter will really help us and that's just an assignment. It's not an extra person. And then resident communication. He's got 6-week cycle menus, monthly theme nights, available menus, day and night, and then Jim will be also doing a featured article in the Tide or with the Tide. Sometimes his are too long to put in the Tide, but they can go along with the Tide in a flyer. So you'll be seeing that first one coming out soon, right? Today. Great. Okay. So we thank you. Thanks a lot for participating in the survey. We had a great response, 80%, including the Care Center. And we always want to improve and provide friendly and excellent service, so we really appreciate your feedback. And be happy and love everybody. So, copies of the survey will be available at Phyllis's desk. You can check it out. We don't want to drag them all over town, but you can check it out and read it if you like. So that will be available today for you to read if you would like to read more of it. We also had a lot of comments on it. The comments are very interesting. Each question probably had between 20 and 160 comments. We're breaking down those comments to see how to address them best. My favorite one on management is that I have become Vladimir Putin. So I thank you for that. And are there any questions about the survey? Yes, sir, Mr. Sager.
How do you define the 6-week menu cycle? Does that mean that we'll have every 6 weeks the same thing over, or what does that mean?
In a simple way, yes, that means items will repeat at least each 6 weeks.
The same items?
Yeah.
And the same fish,
In that.
chicken, not a mix of sorts?
Correct.
Okay. Now, what about the additional menu, which I've been talking about for years? Are we going to work on that so it's not the same for 3 years straight?
Okay, the question is, are we going to improve the always available menu? And that'll always be worked on, yes.
Yeah, but it never changes.
Well, there are some favorites on there
I know, but
that don't require change and are a great alternative. So I'm sure our dining committee will work on any changes that you would like to see. If you'd like to address it with them, they'll be really good about carrying that forward with the always available menu.
okay, let me give you an example.
Okay?
Something that I don't quite understand. We have had a slice of ham available if you want it in the dining room. It does not show on any menu. And I don't really understand what's the problem with just adding one more line to the additional menu.
Okay. And the question is, for those of you at home, why do we not put ham on the menu even though it's available? And my answer to that is, I don't have a clue.
Well,
I really don't know why we don't put ham on the menu.
I've been asking that for months, and everybody just sort of looks at you, and I'm thinking, why is that so difficult?
Mr. Sager says, why is that so difficult? And that he has been asking for months. I don't know, but this is the first I've heard of the ham being required to be on the menu.
Well, it doesn't have to be, but it's an example of other people don't know it.
Mr. Sager says other people don't know it. So I will make sure that a slice of ham is described beautifully on the always available menu, if I have to handwrite it on there today. Anything else for the good of the group?
Do we have any information about when the
Excellent question. Mrs. Posey would like to know, as another 270 of you would, do we have any idea when we're going to start the refurbishment in the clubhouse? It is invisibly happening. Okay, things are happening. Contracts are being secured. Subcontractors are being secured at this point. My belief is you will see somebody painting and taking up carpet in March. And that's my faithful belief. It could happen sooner, but my guess is March for that pre-work to happen. As you know, when we started the resident corridors, there was also several months of anxiety about when are we going to start. And when they started was the day before I had planned to begin to peel wallpaper. So they did start, they did do it, and they're about 80% complete, with furniture being the big piece of that is not complete. Yes, Mr. Sager. Okay. Thank you.
A lot of your dissatisfaction was on the food, and it would seem to me that it has a little history to it. It goes back to the buffets and the almond stations, etc. I didn't see anything addressing either one of those issues going forward.
I strongly believe that buffets are a dangerous way to eat, and people shouldn't do it that way. So probably within 90 days after I leave, you'll have it. I'm sure you will be able to influence whoever comes in here who doesn't have that negative opinion of buffets. Commonly sourced food is dangerous, and it's really dangerous for older people. So that's not part of our current plan, but I'm quite sure it'll be added onto the plan sometime in the future when you're able to influence somebody else. Yes, ma'am.
Back to the refurbishment. Carpeting and painting will start in March. Doesn't some of this carpentry work and all this other stuff need to be done before you paint?
That'll be done after.
After?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yep.
you have to come back and finish.
I'm not a contractor either.
Okay.
Yes, sir, Mr. Brennan.
Is there any reason that the satisfaction survey couldn't be put on the app?
Couldn't be.
Put on the app?
Yeah, be glad to. Yeah, we'll put this on the app right after this. Right, Joey?
Sure.
Okay.
Which icon?
We'll have a new one for it. Okay, there is another piece that we can add. And we will add this one as well. This is all of the questions and their results. So we'll have this one on there as well. So you can examine and apply it as much as you like. Okay? The question was, can we put the survey on the app? And that will be done. Okay, anything else for the good of the group? It's been fun serving you for 20 years. It's created great amusement for me. Thank you for coming.